Hola, bom dia. Yes, please like, comment, and subscribe. Carl Munson here. Hola, bom dia, alegria from expatsportugal.com. It's the Good Morning Portugal live stream. How on earth are you? How was your weekend? Did you do anything in Portuguese? I did. I'd love to tell you about that in just a moment, if I may. So, badges to be awarded this morning. I did it in Portuguese. Could be one of them. If you did something in Portuguese, do let us know. And of course, your 15 minutes, 15 minutos, muito bem. If you managed that, let's see who did do that this morning. We've got a currency update for you this morning, thanks to Spartan FX. As well as the weather and a bit of news before, of course, Gilda joins us just after 9 o'clock, maybe before. I never know. Sometimes she joins me before the familiar theme tune that heralds the arrival of the second hour between 9 and 10. And on a Monday, that's a visa update. So how are you all doing? Thunder, who blessed us with the beautiful pictures from Lisbon, the Christmas lights, which I've tinkered with and added the Christmas theme tune, our own Christmas song from Warren, and that's coming your way real soon. Great job, Thunder. Really appreciate that. And it's all part of the Light Up Christmas initiative that I was talking about on Saturday night. Thanks for joining us, those who did on Saturday for the Feel Good Portugal show from 10 onwards. That 2 hours on a Saturday night just flies by. So thank you to all of you. Owen's here this morning. How you doing? Bon dia. Oh, I see you got cut off in the middle of that comment there. I wonder what that means. Hola, bon dia, kids. Hope you enjoyed the weekend. I certainly did. Let us know how you got on. And a nice quang, 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 apato. I think extra points there for that very familiar effort in Portuguese there. So I did it in Portuguese. Award goes straight away, the first one of the morning, to Victoria. How's it going down there in the south, Victoria? Bon dia, Gumpers. Feliz segunda a todos. Got my daily 15 in over the weekend and 10 minutes already today. Well done, Banana Slug Man, James, and Jim's here as well. Wow, Jim, amazing. Great to have you here. Thunder, no quacking in the preschool book I'm learning to read. It's good job. Really great way of doing it. Thunder, sorry, James talking to Thunder, and he's on the preschool book, learning his Portuguese. A quinta, the farm. They just banhas a gosto de charco e lutam por uma minhoca. Quang, quang. Okay, you'll have to tell us what that means, or others can guess. That's good for your Portuguese, everybody. And yes, who clicked the thumbs down? Hopefully that was a slip of the thumb. Getting a thumbs down on our reviews already this morning. But if you have something to say about the show, always happy to receive that. Always happy to respond as well, which I've done over on YouTube over the weekend. I very rarely respond to negative comments. Actually, very rarely get negative comments, if the truth be told, which is really nice to be able to say. But someone was rather rude last week, so gave them what for. You might want to read that yourself over on YouTube. Bon dia, Gumporzinhos. Good morning to you. Nice one, Prof. Eusebio. And James joined a local walking group for the first time. We're just catching up, okay, before we go to the weather and the news and the currency update. Just having a little catch up with everyone, see how you got on over the weekend. And James joined a local walking group for the first time on Sunday. I've been following them for months. It sounds like they're a walking group and you just stayed a little bit behind and you've been following them, but you've been following them on FB, on Facebook for months. It was only 12 kilometers. What's that in old money? That's about, what's that? 7 or 8 miles, isn't it? Over 4 hours with a mere, so 130 kilometers were climbed. That was a difficult bit then by the sound of it. Only 12 kilometers on the flat, but you went up 130 kilometers. That's pretty extraordinary, I have to say. They told me, says James, it was one of the most difficult hikes they do. Well, it sounds like it, but I think we're going to hear more about that. A lot of Portuguese history to get through today. Okay, thank you, Prof. Let's do that in just a moment. Yes, Thunderduck's telling James that 130 kilometers, that climb will get you into space. So that's maybe that particular hike sponsored by Elon Musk. Who knows? It was the longest they'd ever taken, or the hardest they'd ever taken. Ha ha ha! Lucky me. But I did it. You did it, James, and you probably did it in Portuguese to some extent. And my body is growling a bit less at me 2 days later. Well done. That's fantastic, James, and really good on you for getting involved in a local Facebook group. How was that? From a social point of view as well. Was that good? Yesterday in Portuguese history, this is fantastic. Catching up over the weekend with the Today in Portuguese Histories. This is number 1. Thank you to Prof. Eusebio for this. 1975, East Timor. declared the territory's independence after being a colony since 1769. That's amazing, isn't it? That's a long time to wait to declare your independence, just under 200 years there. Quite extraordinary. No, just over 200 years, my goodness. So well done, East Timor. I play as a somewhat awkward socio-political situation has persisted ever since, I think. But that's often the way, isn't it, after a colonial disruption like that? Healthy, yes, took us an hour at the end. Ow, says James, talking of his hike there. Bon dia, Carl. Christmas in Portugal. I think dry salted cod on Christmas Eve. Yes, we're going to be talking to Gilda about this, how to celebrate Christmas like a Portuguese. Because not having any talk of cancelling Christmas here, if anything, we're going to go the other way and make an even bigger deal. Please send in all your pictures of Christmas lights and decorations, and we will be sending that out to the rest of the world, that Christmas is alive and well. The spirit of it, I mean, we're not going to be prescriptive about how you should celebrate your Christmas. That's your business. But I think it's something really important at the moment, a really important message that in this time of darkness, literally, it's the darkest time of the year. And of course, given some of the challenges going on in the world and the metaphorical darkness of that kind, let there be light, okay? And let us be the ones who are bringing it. Bon dia, Carl. Christmas in Portugal. I think of dry salted cod on Christmas Eve. We should all learn a Christmas song, a verse each Friday, and send you it in for Christmas Eve, singing the full song. Okay, I'm up for that. We could do it on Zoom, couldn't we? Or we could do that at our Christmas party on Zoom. We're doing that for one of our Thursday night upcoming webinars. It must be in the next 4 weeks, and we have a Christmas party. This week's is a consumer ask our expats session, lifestyle, cost of living, etc. I believe I will confirm that for you. But that's a great idea, Deagle. Good morning to you. And I'm going to really, in earnest, start wishing happy Christmases from the 1st of December. That's lovely. Thank you very much, Deagle. A lovely group, 8 others, all expats on this walk, representing Sweden, Germany, Great Britain, Netherlands, and the United States. The only downside, other than the hills, I didn't use much Portuguese. Okay, but it sounds like you used a bit, which is great. I think what you wanted to write, says Matty. Morning, Matty. Was 130 meters climbing, not 130. I would have thought above the sea level there. That's what I thought when I read that. Hank is here as well. Hola, bon dia, you wonderful people. Hey up, Hank. How's it going there? And a happy Monday from you. Cheers, mate. Thank you for that. Yes. 130 meters. Just for the sake of clarification there. Yesterday in Portuguese history number 2, 1520. This is great, isn't it? You might have heard the name Magellan, and we'll put that into better and better context on a continuous basis here, slowly but surely, with all of these wonderful views into Portuguese history here. But Magellan is such a great name as well, isn't it? 1520, Portuguese navigator Ferdinand Magellan reaches is it Magellan though in Portuguese, I wonder? Reaches the Pacific Ocean via what was to become the Strait of Magellan in modern day Chile. I need a pronunciation note on that, please, if you will. Thank you for that, Prof. Hola, bon dia. Chris is here, Capricorn 12. Hope everyone is well. I was putting a few good ones on the old Gumpers, old Funkers Gumpers playlist myself last night. Chris, really enjoyed a few tunes actually last night. Super Gumpers. I'm feeling a bit like a Rolling Stone this morning. Give Me Shelter, or Gimme Shelter with Sidemen Lisa Fisher version. Okay, side woman, right? There, or I suppose that's the generic sideman term being used for all people who contribute towards the great tunes such as that one. So he's feeling a bit Rolling Stonesy this morning. Gimme Shelter featuring Lisa Fisher for Capricorn 12 this morning. Maybe I can apply my measure correction to my Portuguese learning time. What you did, you've done 10 kilometers already in Portuguese. And here's Munson. Thank you very much, Hank. A little bit excitable for a Monday morning, for a segunda, I think, but thank you nonetheless. Laura P is here, everybody. Bon dia, todos. Cold arrived in Algarve, yes, but it is winter. Okay, let's do that weather. Now you mention it, Laura P. I mean, for me, when I was out with the dogs this morning, it was a very fresh morning, but very mild. The probe says nearly 14 degrees hanging out the window there. Let's bring on the weather for you onto the screen so you can see exactly what's going on around the country this morning. And we'll start our journey again. Where did we get to? Did we do Aveiro? and Beja again last week. Actually, we'll start there. We'll start A for Aveiro after we've done Lisbon, Porto, Coimbra, and the south. So popping that onto the screen for you. Now, there you go. Lisbon, 13 degrees currently. So pretty similar, actually, to me, that weather pattern. Let's have a look for the rest of the week, shall we? It's going to be a nice weekend next weekend, but going to be cloudy and rainy for the rest of this week. Today, a 16-degree high and a 12-degree low. In Fahrenheit, to 61 and 54, respectively. Porto this morning, 11 with broken clouds, 14 degrees and rainy, actually, and a few days of rain this week. And not brightening up too much for the rest of the week. So very Porto-ish weather, I would say, with a high of 14 today and a low of 11. Coimbra currently 12 and broken clouds, 15 the high. And interesting, 15 the high and 18 the high down in Faro. So some nice weather in Portugal still at the end of November. How good is that? Broken clouds, though, for Coimbra, high of 15, rainy today, 9 degrees the low. And looking like that for the rest of the week until Friday, when there'll be some more sunshine for Portugal, contributing to those 300 days of sunshine a year, right? Faro, 12 degrees and broken clouds. 18 the high, though, today. That's not too bad at all, is it? And a nice-looking day down in the south. Tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday. And a lovely-looking weekend, sunny, with highs of 19 to look forward to. Aveiro, then, as you might expect, up heading towards Porto. Overcast with clouds, currently 11 degrees, 15 the high, 10 the low. And Beja in fog this morning, 10 degrees. A foggy morning in Beja with 16 degrees the high. That's pretty good, isn't it? In the Alentejo, getting to 16 today with a low of starting at 7 there. And sunny peeking through the clouds for today and tomorrow. And a nice looking weekend in the Alentejo as well as Faro coming up this week. There you go. That's your weather for today and the outlook for the rest of the week. Before we go to a currency update, courtesy of the Spartan FX pals. And if you want to open up a free currency account, trading account, good to do it early. Lots of fans of Spartan here. I've just popped the link into the chat there, and we've got a great currency update, which we're hoping to do on a regular basis. Oh, lots of Portuguese history. We're moving from yesterday to today in just a moment. Gemini's here as well, though. Good morning, everyone. I keep missing the show. Need to sort out my YouTube. I don't seem to get notifications. You've got to press the little bell. I did it for somebody. Did it for St. Catherine. She was saying she wasn't getting the show. So subscription is not enough. I think you need to press the little bell next to subscribe to make sure that you get an alert when the show begins. But thank you for your interest and dedication, Gemini, even though it's not quite sorted out yet. Today in Portuguese history, number 1, 1807, Portuguese royal family set sail for Brazil to escape Napoleon's invasion. Told you there'd be more, says the prof. Wow, okay. I wonder where they ended up. We're going to find out, aren't we? Deborah Davies is here. Already done my 15 minutes for the day. You're going to get a muito bem from this department. And for anybody else who has done their 15 minutes today, where are you? Where did you go? There she is. Muito bem. Thumbs up there from Philomena. Excellent. Well done, Deborah. Good on you. How are those classes going now? We know you had a bit of a difficult time on that first one. Hopefully it's improved. I suspect it has. The coach is here. Coach Turner, everybody. Bon dia todos. It's Monday. The UK is in its semi-permanent state of advanced stupidity. Well, that's a little bit different to a state of calamity, isn't it? A state of stupidity. And we're all under the cosh with COVID. So a good day to begin growing old disgracefully. Yeah, me and you need to talk, Coach, because we've completed the cycle, haven't we, on the beta testing? We're going to launch that on the world. And I think that's a great thing to go into the new year with. So me and Coach Turner will be doing more on the Growing Old Disgracefully program. And if you fancy that, staying in good shape and in good cheer, while still enjoying the good things in life with a little bit of physical fitness, not too much, just enough to make a good difference to your life. Get in touch. We'd love to help you with that. Elra's here. Morning all. Good morning to you, Elra. As is Michelle in Australia. Aren't we a fan? I haven't said this for a little while, but what a wonderful international bunch we are. I did it in Portugal. Rather, I did it in Portuguese. Well, your private life is your business, James. Morning to Elra from Hank there. And Jacqueline Brown's here. Good morning, Jacqueline. Hello. Wouldn't it be lovely to meet up with the reason for the season? Absolutely. Well, I just don't know if our meetup is going to go ahead. I need to talk to my colleagues. We do have a meetup planned in Foz do Aurélio for Wednesday of this week. A question mark over that at the moment, but we shall see. I'll be as soon as we discuss that, you'll be the first to know. And Maud Azam is here as well. Good morning to you, Maud. How are you? Thanks for tuning in on Saturday as well. The royal party, this is the continuation of the royal family, going to sea to avoid Napoleon's invasion. The royal party navigated under the protection of the British Royal Navy. Well done, the Brits. And 8 ships of the line, 5 frigates, and 4 smaller vessels of the Portuguese Navy. So they are well guarded at sea, but quite vulnerable, eh? It would seem. They would stand out like a sore thumb as well, wouldn't they? What's that flotilla over there? It's the Portuguese royal family trying to escape from us. Good morning, Portugal, from Suze, a true gumper in Finland. Still frigid here, 14 degrees centigrade. Hope the car starts. Give it a kick, give it a tap with a hammer on the old solenoid, and you'll be fine. And then people used to light fires under their engines, didn't they, back in the day? You won't have to be doing all of that. Bon dia from Lisboa. How's it going, Marty? Yeah, we need to know more from you about your journey so far, my friend. And Maud is here, I think, possibly to talk to Gilda, the visa update, of course, before the Kuwait this time. So it sounds like you might be in Kuwait, Maud, is what I can make from that. Good morning to you. Thanks for joining us. And Hank, counting the days until we hop on a plane for Connie's birthday. How long, Hank, until you're here? Bon dia from Mike and Maggie from Maastricht. Good morning to you. How are you both? And Mark is also here from Norfolk in the UK. And I think it's an I like Portugal from Maud there. And today in Portuguese history too. 1976. Remember that hot summer if you're a Brit? Portuguese. I mean, that's how how the weather is in Portugal. We can remember a hot summer going back to 1976. Portuguese Parliament authorized the government to apply for accession to the European Economic Community. And yes, and still the controversy around that and people's opinions continues to this very day. Don't think everyone's entirely happy about that here. Depends who you talk to, of course, as is the way with anything to do with the European Union. That's awesome. Connie and I usually walk 5 miles a day. Was hoping there'd be some walking groups. There certainly will be. And we discovered, didn't we, in the last couple of weeks, that many town halls have a walking group that starts outside the town hall. Isn't that a lovely idea all across Portugal? Michael Whitby's here as well. Look. In his finery, bon dia todo de nublado, Sesimbra. Wow, okay. Cloudy Sesimbra this morning. What a lovely part of the world, though. Last stop on the search for a place to locate to. How's it going, Michael? What are your favourites so far? Do tell us. Bon dia from Penella this morning. You're up and about early, Pamela. Or, oh, no, you're maybe possibly away on a little break. Penella's wonderful, isn't it? I've seen some photos. And it all makes sense now. I think I know where you are. Your country, very good and very beneficial. Too true, Mud. It's it's my country in terms of where I've settled. And just look at this, Mud's compliments and praise for Portugal continue in the comments. That's fantastic. Hi, Penella. Yes, but yeah, your country. I think we're going to use that loosely and collectively here, aren't we? But thanks to the Portuguese hosts for their incredible hospitality and being so brilliantly Portuguese with all that we love about this place. Morning, everyone. It's Brass Monkey here in Lincolnshire this morning. So just in case, actually, I'm not going to tell you what that means. What do you think that means, everybody? Sarah saying it's Brass Monkey. I can't believe it's 10 to 9. What's going on? Do we do some other news? Actually, I've got a currency update, but I'm just suddenly ambling along, reading out your comments, and it's 10 to 9 already. Hold on a minute. Just a couple more then from here. Just now created new thread for expats forums looking for a template for rental agreement for Portugal, preferably in English. Okay, well, that's a good one to pop in there. I don't understand. Was the banana slug sent into space? The Kármán line, an altitude of 100 kilometers above sea level, is conventionally used as a start of outer space. He didn't go into outer space yesterday because, I mean, that would be really something, wouldn't it? US expat walks into outer space. I think that might have made the front pages. Possibly, but it was 130 meters above sea level, not kilometers. Survived all purchasing opportunities in Portuguese. Amazing what you can buy with 3 words. You did it in Portuguese. Queria and then X, Y, or Z after that, right, Michael? Well done, sir. And it's the rental agreement for a house that Matty is looking for help with. In Chile, it's called Magaya. Is that the Magellan Straits that we're talking about? Magaya. So fascinating, isn't it? What we make of these things with our relative pronunciations. Peking, Beijing, etc. Okay, thank you for that. Let's have a quick scan of the news after I've had a quick look at the currency update. Thanks, Spartan FX, for this. So apparently, the GBP Euro exchange is at a 21-month high. But could that change? Question mark. Up until recently, the market had been expecting an interest rate hike in December. However, the Bank of England, this is for you Brits or people exchanging, might not just be Brits, might be people with investments in GBPs, British pounds. However, the Bank of England's chief economist, Andy Haldane, appears to be looking at reasons not to hike rates. It's quite a lot on his shoulders, right? He explained that our monetary policy would not directly resolve the supply side issues affecting inflation. The pound is predicted to come under further pressure against the euro. Barclays believes that a sustained recovery is only likely in the second half of 2022. Slowing economic growth and ongoing concerns about the EU UK post-Brexit trading relationships will limit the ability for sterling to recover in the near term. And despite this recovery, GBP Euro exchange could end next year trading around the levels we're currently seeing. Is a possibility here. So this is not financial advice. It's just a little opinion and look at things to help you with your own decisions. At the moment, it is the euro that is under pressure, apparently. Rising COVID-19 cases in Europe have forced the Austrian and German governments to impose lockdowns, leading to riots and protests. The euro-US dollar last week, the US dollar was propped up by rising speculation that the Fed may need to trim its bond purchase program at a faster pace and make a move to raise interest rates more quickly to curb rising inflation. What are you thinking about that, you US folks? However, as long as the European Central Bank continues to be soft on its monetary policy and COVID-19 cases continue to rise in Europe, causing countries to impose lockdowns, we will see the euro continue to fall, quite possibly, as we enter the winter months. And we may well see a similar scenario in the US. If COVID-19 infections begin to rise, we could see some excellent recent gains reverse. We are currently trading at levels last seen in June of 2020. We're 8% higher than the lows we have seen this year. So there you go, Spartan FX, with a little bit of a currency insight for you there. Unfortunately, COVID, just a last note from them. Unfortunately, COVID is once again causing a little bit of uncertainty and rate volatility. If you have any transfer requirements now or in the future, please contact Spartan. And the link is in the chat there to discuss your transfers. They'll be able to monitor the rate for you and help you either take advantage of rate spikes or fix the rate. They can fix it for you in times of volatility and set your budget in advance of any payments or transfers. There you go. Thank you for that. The pals at Spartan. And I know a few of you are like Pally with particular individuals over there at Spartan as well. In school, we pronounced it Magellan. Okay, Magellan. Or Margellan. Interested in hearing in proper Portuguese pronunciation. Yeah, fascinating. I find it fascinating. Jacqueline, it is right now a celebration of the 8 days of light. So I'm lighting the candles and thinking about light and what it might be like without it. Too awful to even imagine. Thank you, Jacqueline. So apparently, yes, a celebration of the 8 days of light. Tell us more. M Global, hi, Carl. We really like the way you hold your conversations. Really waiting for the beautiful lady Gilda to join in. Kind regards. Thank you, M Global, for that compliment. Appreciate that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to Gilda as well. If I can just give a little bit of a preview, talking of Gilda. She sent a photograph in ahead. This is what she's been doing this weekend, I think. Look at this. That looks all right for a Portuguese weekend, doesn't it? Looks possibly a little bit chilly across that landscape. But where do we think that is? I think that flatness, is that the sea line, or is it mountains in the distance there? That mystery will be revealed when she arrives. But it looks like she's had a pretty good weekend, I would say. I'm guessing Alentejo. I'm not sure exactly why, but I'm feeling Alentejo there. We'll find out directly from her. Bon dia Gumpers from Pippa Young. Hello, Pippa. Bon dia Gumpers, mild 29 degrees here, and that's just my office. Yeah. Wow, that is really warm in your office. What are you doing in there? That's unbearable, isn't it? Or have you got a roaring open fire there? Possibly. And there it is. There's the Spartan FX link if you want it. Okay. To do your currency transfers, open an account. That was phonetically. We sailed through it in 2006 in Chile. That's what they call it then. What did you call it? The mugger. It's disappeared now. It's disappeared from my from the many comments that are here. Thank you. Oh, here we go, and I found it. Magaya. Okay, so that's drifted quite a long way from Magellan, I think, or Magellan. Gilda will be able to help us with that. And Hank needs to get in touch with them. I think that's possibly Spartan, who James highly recommends there. My other family. Is that Spartan? I wonder, or the Stalicas. I wonder. Francis here as well. Bon dia, alegria a todos. A little late airport Monday morning again. Hope you're all good. Kids athletics meet up on airport. No learning time yet, but I will. Okay. We believe you, Francis. We know you're a man of your word and of excellent repute in Cape Town there. A bon dia from Iris from a chilly Foz this morning. Yay, moving day here. Finally to Nazaré. And so looking forward to finally unpacking all our stuff, which we haven't set eyes on for over 2 years. Incredible. Things you'll have no doubt forgotten about. But we'll be delighted to be reunited with Iris. Have a great move today. And lots of love to you both. We're this close, that close there. Look at that little gap. Hold on, that's a little gap there. Potentially to removing the last barrows to joining you full time. Keeping those fingers crossed. Well done, the Stalicas. Deagle, the handle of our glass teapot just broke off. That's more of the handle of our glass teapot just broke off. Where? I mean, that could have been disastrous. We've had it about 10 years. Dippy in tea for Minister of Home Affairs. Thankfully, I'm a coffee person. Okay, so I'm not sure what that means, Dippy there. That's possibly a typo, isn't it? But that sounds like a domestic disaster there when the handle of the teapot breaks off. Hopefully, nobody was hurt in the making of that particular brew, Deagle. But that leaves an opening for a rather nice Christmas present, don't you think? We're all candles in the making and need the one who can come on, baby, light my fire, says Jacqueline. I think putting possibly Jesus and Jim Morrison in the same sentence there. I'd never thought I'd be doing that here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Minus 14 degrees C. How did I miss that? More coffee, please. Indeed. Pass the coffee pot, will you, to Suze on the left-hand side. Gumper Spartan or Spartan Gumper? I think Spartan Gumper, if you're asking me. Omicron willing. Wow. Yes, what a time we're living in, eh? Light up Christmas. Bon dia todos from Jay Catmull. Jay and Diane are now in Portugal. Yay! We landed yesterday. Well done, you both. That's fantastic, Jay and Diane. And that lovely picture you sent in to us a little while ago. Well done, both. Fantastic. Around 5 degrees. Going to be proper snow across the UK this week. Cold, mild, cold, then end of weekend winter. Bites. Winter's biting in Belfast. Okay, we're just getting towards the end of the comments here this morning and the welcomes and catching up, which is really lovely. And we'll play our theme tune for the second hour in just a moment. And Gilda is here to explain where she was drinking wine this weekend. Carl, could you keep us entertained just by reading comments? Are you not entertained? I am. I'm not complaining. Others are, but I'm not. Update from the FIDE World Chess Championship in Dubai. Defending champion. This is great news. Magnus Carlsen versus Ian. Games 1, 2, and 3 all ended in a tie. Today is a bye game for tomorrow. Okay, today is a tie as well, possibly, rather than a bye. I don't know. But there you go. There's your update from the World Chess Championships anyway. And thank you to Victoria. Just you know what's going on with Moronicom or whatever it's called. And, we're going to keep you updated with that. I don't think as much, you'll have been inundated with news, I suspect, around that over the weekend. Just an interesting little news thing to share with you very briefly, because we must move on. But some people got stuck in a pub in the UK over the weekend. And thank you very much to Victoria for pointing this toward in our direction. 61 people spent third night snowed in at remote UK pub with Oasis tribute band. That, to me, does not sound like a great weekend. I mean, it all just depends, doesn't it, if you're an Oasis fan. Now called Snowasis, apparently, in that pub. More than 60 people, mostly strangers to one another, didn't look back in anger. Hey! As they settled in for a third night stranded at an English pub on Sunday, with drifts of snow as high as 3 feet blocking the entrance of the Tan Hill Inn, a 17th century inn in a remote area of northern England. Patrons, employees, and members of an Oasis tribute band that performed the set on Friday are still waiting it out. According to the New York Times, the Stranded have passed the time by taking pub quizzes, watching movies like Grease and Mamma Mia, and singing karaoke. Sounds okay, doesn't it? I mean, I think what tribute band would you like to be locked in a pub with for 3 days? Thank you very much to Victoria for that. We're going to play the theme tune. Coming in now is Gilda with the visa update. So stand by. We will be right back after this, folks. Oh, I meant to press this button. Here she is, everybody.
Hello, good morning.
Hola, bon dia, alegria. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. What about you?
I'm very well. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to say what I'd been up to at the weekend, but I've been exploring my local shops, Gilda. Didn't have a car, so I got on the bicycle. Oh, got on the bicycle. Was that you or me?
It was my dog.
Oh, of course. Mandela, how is he? Can he not come into the office?
No,
Oh,
he's
come on.
crying. He's
Oh, let
crying
him in.
now.
Let him in. Let him in. No?
No, because it's upstairs and he cannot climb the stairs yet.
Oh, because he's only got little legs, isn't he? Do you think he's ever going to
Yes,
be able to, do you think he'll ever be able to climb the stairs?
I don't think so.
Not with those not with those little legs. Oh, bless
Yes,
him. Good boy. It's okay. Mummy will be with you in a little while.
yeah.
Yes. So I went to my local shops. I'm just looking for a candlestick maker now because I found the butcher and the baker. I found some of those lovely Portuguese donuts that you do, made with abobora, right? You know those little donuts?
Abóbora. Yes, I
Abobora.
know.
They're delicious, aren't they?
Yeah,
And then I got bread cakes made with sweet potato flour, all very autumnal, harvest time, isn't it? So those were
yeah.
delicious as well. So shout out to the Concha Bakery in San Martino de Porto.
And were you able to make them?
No, I bought them from the shop. I bought them.
No.
I might, may well give it a
No,
go sometime.
it's difficult. It's difficult.
I couldn't compete. These little chewy abobora. I've been saying abobora all this time here in Portugal. Abobora donuts. They're little, aren't they? They're not as big as a regular donut,
Yeah, they're
and they're like
little.
a little droplet of squashy goodness that's obviously in the deep fat fryer and then dunked in sugar. I'm making myself want another one now, but absolutely delicious. Found a lovely restaurant up in the top of town as well, and had a beautiful sweet and sour vegan dish. It was going to be seitan, but it was ended up being tofu, and they actually cut a pineapple in half along its length, dished out the pineapple, and served braised sort of tofu, sweet and sour, inside this half pineapple, which was delicious. Really, really good. And went to the
Sounds
butcher's.
amazing.
Did it all in Portuguese as well, Gilda. Brought a free-range chicken, 2 pig's ears, got a bag of blood thrown in with the free-range chicken. It was all good. A great little trip to the shops on Saturday. But what about your weekend? What's this? Where did you drink this glass of wine that you sent me earlier on this morning?
I went to the Alentejo.
I knew it. That was my guess. Yep. Tell us
Yeah.
more.
And I went to this little hotel, which is called Torre de Palma.
Okay.
And yeah, you see, this is in the top of the tower.
Okay.
And this
That's not
used
your
to
room, is it?
be, sorry?
That wasn't your room. That was just...
No. And this used to be a very old building. This is a very old building, and it's now refurbished, and it's now a little hotel.
Beautiful.
and we went there for the weekend and some wine tasting.
Good for you. That sounds great. Can you spell that for us in our private chat here, and I'll share that with everybody
Yeah.
else. That's fantastic. Because
Uh,
we will have questions coming in, but I did want to talk to you. I
the,
did a little Christmas message
um,
to everybody that we can't let the darkness of the times and this blimmin' new variants and this, that, and the other dampen our Christmas spirits. And I can't think of a better place to set a great example to the rest of the world about celebrating Christmas than Portugal. So please teach us in these next few weeks going up to Christmas. Actually, I don't think we won't see you in. Oh yes, of course we will. We'll see you for a few more weeks. I was thinking for a moment there, I thought you were a monthly visitor. Of course, you're weekly. We work you hard here. So we will, in the next few weeks, you'll teach us how to celebrate Christmas like Portuguese people. I hope. Is that a
yeah.
deal? Okay, fantastic.
Yeah, of course.
All right, because we need to do this. We need to share the pictures of the lights. We need to light up Christmas, and we need to celebrate. No talk of cancelling Christmas here. I think that may even be the last time I say it. So thank you for that. So it's Torre de Palma. I'm going to pop that in the comments now, so people will be sticking that on their ever increasing list of things to do in Portugal. Torre means tower, doesn't it? And
Yes.
Palma, Palm Tower, a hotel by the sound of it. Then. Okay, so we've also had, as well as talking about how to celebrate Christmas like Portuguese people, I suppose we should talk about visas because you're here to do exactly that. We found a little bit of a checklist from Seth that James wants me to run past you. Also, hot off the Seth Internet Press. So, what's this? Have we got a new story or article or update here, James? COVID-19 changes at Seth Public Service and Border Control. Apparently, I'll put this on the screen. This is just in. I haven't had a chance to verify or even know what's being talked about here. But together with Gilda, I'm sure we'll figure this out. And I'm sure James is absolutely right to share this with us. Currently, then, the state of calamity is in effect throughout the entire national territory. I thought it didn't start till the 1st. Anyway,
It
pursuing
didn't.
the gradual strategy of lifting containment measures in the context of combating the pandemic of the COVID-19 disease and taking into account the assessment of the epidemiological criteria for defining pandemic control, the Portuguese Immigration and Border Service, CEF, resumed as of 19th of April face-to-face services. This is old, James. This must be from ages ago, mustn't it? If it's talking about the 19th of April, I think
Yeah,
that
but
trip.
I'm going to explain what happened.
Please,
Okay, so CEF was going to be extinguished, as you know,
yes,
in the beginning of January.
yes,
In my opinion, they didn't find the means to do it, and they
okay,
needed more time.
yeah.
So they all decided and they all agreed to postpone it for 6 more months. And in
Oh,
6 more months, you will see what happens.
okay. So APMA is not going to happen for another 6 months.
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay. So could they not have realised that before they made the
No.
announcement? No, of course not. All right, fair enough. Okay. Well, that's dealt with then. Okay. This is rather good. Let's go through this as well because James sent it in to us. This is the checklist, which I think people might find useful. But obviously, as somebody who's properly in this business, you'll be able to tell us what to add. What may have changed in reality. So, Article 77, Paragraph 1, the residence permit general regime. So, the bits you need are the 2 recent identical photographs in colour with a blank background and easily identifiable. Yes, you would hope so, wouldn't you, with a photograph of yourself, easily identifiable, but only for appointments at Odivelas, Aveiro, or Braga CEF Bureau. Passport or any other valid travel document, valid residence visa. This is for CEF appointments. For living in Portugal and family unification. Evidence of sufficient means of subsistence. That's as per the provisions of the order number 1563 of 2007. Evidence that the
Mhm.
applicant has adequate accommodation, a 12-month lease. Permission for CEF to check Portuguese criminal record. So you have to give your permission for that because it's probably GDPR, isn't it? A document attesting to the existence of a family relationship where applicable for family reunification. And probably we'll talk about that more as well if there's a change there, Gilda. Supporting evidence of registration within the tax authority. Document proving that the applicant is registered with the Social Security where applicable, and health insurance or supporting evidence she is covered by the National Health Service. That's very helpful, James. Do you have anything further to add to that, Gilda?
No, it's actually that only that Social Security, it's only for people that it's working,
Yep.
not for the D7s. And edit, you see, they don't say everything. Edit to that, it's that all the documents that
Yes.
prove the family's I don't know the words, strengths.
Oh, what, the family connections, or
the family connections? Yeah,
right.
need to be apostilled, and they only accepted 6 months fresh.
Okay, that's just to make sure you don't just grab somebody from the street and say, "This is my father," or something like that. Okay, brilliant. Yes, you would expect that. So that's really good. Thank you for that, James. Very helpful. And thank you, Gilda, obviously, for your additions there. And obviously, somebody deeply in the know who will know how to manage that meeting. Because you go along with people, don't you, to many of these? Not you personally, but you, somebody from your team.
Yes, my team.
And yes, that brings a great deal of confidence in such a setting, I'm sure. Michael Whitby, San Martino, Salero de Porto, south side of Óbidos Lagoon, not up top. And surprisingly, Sesimbra are the places that Michael has chosen for possible residence. I can only say well done when it comes to San Martino and Salero de Porto. Very happy here, personally. Oh, poor old Mandela. Does he do a lot of that?
No, it's
Is
the
he just
first time.
being a big
I
baby
think
this?
it's because we went out for the weekend, and now he sees
Oh, okay.
the kids a lot.
Oh
This is
dear.
not because of me, it's because of the kids. He was
Oh, for
doing
the
this.
kids. I see.
Yeah,
Okay, he's a big baby, isn't he? I mean, literally.
yeah.
Oh no, he's a little baby. Bon dia, Gilda from James. Does the health insurance requirements for Steph have specific coverage requirements like the initial D7, or can it be any legitimate health coverage plan? Good question.
No, it doesn't have any specific requirements like the D7.
Okay, but I
But it's
reckon.
advisable that it's not the it's advisable. It's not in the law, this, but if you came up to me, I would say it's advisable to stick with those, because when it's not in the law, what our law says is that if it's not in the law, you should choose to apply the similar. So if it's not stated in the law for the SEF, they will apply for the D7 the similar situation.
Okay, that's
So
their
I would
closest.
say, yeah, I would say no less than the D7 criteria.
Okay, all right. So there you go, James. And I think if you work with Nunu, who we recommend for insurance, he'll know exactly the sort of insurance policies that work well, I'm sure, in that environment. Happy Hanukkah from Prof. Eusebio. Any kind of festivities celebrating the end of darkness and moving towards the light, bring them on, bring them here. So happy Hanukkah to all. And thank you for that, Prof. There. Yes, the big fire in the sky, sunshine. Letsatsi here in Botswana would expect a high of 35 degrees today. We need the rain, pula pula. So we're learning a Botswanian. Probably that's not the right way of putting it, but we're learning a couple of words from Botswana as well as the Portuguese this morning. Thank you, Pippa, for that. 35 degrees. Bon dia, Gumpers. Cold and rainy, but sunny inside. Very good. The internal weather forecast there from Terence while listening to the show. And he's read us another podcast of his latest blog, Lured by a Portuguese Tartar, or something along those lines, which gives you a clue to how good that's going to be when we probably play it next Saturday night. And so I taught my cat to sit and spin. Have you got too much time on your hands there, Hank, at the moment? I taught my cat to sit and spin. Now, when it's supper time, she spins in circles continuously until she's fed. My goodness. And then presumably throws up cat food all over the sofa. Estrecha de both, Maga Ayanas, both in Chilean and Argentinian Spanish. Okay, so Magellan, the Portuguese navigator. Have I pronounced that correctly, Gilda? Magellan.
Magalhães.
Magal. No, I didn't. Magalhães. Okay, Magalhães. Okay, thank you very much for that. Wonderful that you are here, Jay. So yeah, a lot of people glad to see the Jay party arriving here in Portugal. Snow Oasis, very good, and for being locked in with a tribute band, a Pearl Jam tribute band, all the way as far as Francis is concerned. Andy the Doc Thompson is here. Bom dia, Solidariedade, camaradas todos. Very good. That tune always lightens my heart. Which one was that? I must have missed that. Okay, so have you got any visa questions before we talk about how to celebrate Christmas Portuguese style? Get that bacalhau and get the seafood in. I know that much. Lying Liam and Noel Gallagher didn't. Oh, probably lucky that Liam and Noel didn't get snowed in together. Yeah, that would have been worth watching, I suspect. A question for Gilda from Hank: how do you say wiener dog in Portuguese? So what is Mandela's actual breed in Portuguese, please?
A breed in Portuguese?
Well,
Uivar?
no, what's he called? The sausage dog. I mean, in common parlance, he's a salsicha.
Um cão salsicha or a tekel.
A tekel, that's right. There you go, Hank. It's a tekel, or of course,
It's
cão
a tekel.
salsicha, sausage dog.
Cão salsicha.
Very good. That's universal, isn't it? The sausage dog translated
Yeah.
into like wiener, I guess that would be the same. Hola, Gilda from Francis. Are you going to ask any visa questions, or are we just talking about dog breeds and so on this morning? Morning, comrade Andy from Michelle there. On my phone, so autocorrect trying to annoy me, of course. That may not even be what you were trying to say there. We don't know, do we? Hi, Gilda. Still having problems getting an appointment for us Europeans at CEF. Any changes there that you're hearing about, Gilda?
Yes, last week they opened 2 days for appointments, but it was almost impossible to get ones. We needed to call all day long, and like
Okay.
all the phones calling. But
So you
they
got the whole
opened
team.
for 2 days.
So you got the whole team ringing across. So
Yes,
they opened for 2 days, or had a window of 2 days where you could set an appointment.
they opened for 2 days
Right.
to
Okay. And
settle
it was
appointments
just
last
luck
week.
of the draw who managed to get something
Yeah.
in. Okay. So positive movement, not as positive as we might like, Laura, but some positive movement. They keep going. It's not Jimmy Choo, you can hear. It's little Mandela, the salsicha there. And that lovely place that Gilda went to over the weekend in Yantejo, Torre de Palma there. Christmas in Portugal. Just stuff yourself with deep fried bread covered in cinnamon and sugar. Is that a good start, Gilda?
Yes, that is a good start.
Okay.
It's called rabanadas.
Rabanadas, and we can start eating them now?
No, it's too soon.
Okay, 1st of December or Christmas Eve?
1st of December, but most likely on Christmas Eve.
All right. So what else should we be doing, Gilda? I mean, this is so important, I think, to banish any ideas that Christmas is in some way affected. It's an inside job. We can still make it very special, despite what we're being asked to do. Obviously within the law and the regulations. So the rabanadas. What else should the wonderful people of the Good Morning Portugal community and Expats Portugal be thinking about getting from the shops or doing with each other as we head towards Christmas now?
You should by now try to buy the bacalhau.
Not yet. Hold.
No, no.
You
You
should.
need to buy the bacalhau. Yes.
Okay. Because it's not going to go off, is it? I mean, does bacalhau last for about 10 years?
No, but sometimes it can go off by
Really?
Christmas time. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So it's preserved in salt, isn't it? And you presumably don't need to just put it in a larder. You don't have to put it in the fridge.
No, but it depends what kind. If you buy it frozen, or I buy it frozen. I don't understand anything about that bacalhau, and then you put it in the water, and then you take it from the water. I just buy it frozen.
Did you just say you don't understand anything about bacalhau? I mean, how are we supposed to know what to do if you don't understand what to do with it?
No, I don't know about salted bacalhau and how.
Okay.
For me, and I don't like. I prefer the flavor when it's already desalted.
Okay, so that's yeah. So it's been soaked and desalted and then frozen, so it's ready to
Yes,
use when you defrost
yes,
it.
I
I see.
prefer it. I
So
prefer it.
there's the cheat then for or the hack we could say for the expats is to buy frozen bacalhau, and you will thank Gilda for that, I suspect, or you'll be wishing you had done that.
Because otherwise, if you buy the other one, it's going to be difficult to know the time that it's been in water, if it was a certain time, if it wasn't, and
Yeah.
if it's good, and it's too much of a headache. So I
Okay.
prefer the frozen bacalhau.
Okay, there's a top tip. First of the top tips coming your way this morning. And what recipe are you choosing for your bacalhau dish for Christmas? And what day is it served on, Gilda?
I served it on the 24, okay? And then
Okay.
I cook my bacalhau with milk.
Oh, right. Okay.
So it can be very soft and tasty.
Poached in milk. How long for?
5 minutes.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Okay, so poached bacalhau on Christmas Eve, because that's how we roll in Portugal as well, isn't it? The main celebration is on the 24th, is that correct? Or is it
Yes.
both? Okay, so run us through that then. When is your bacalhau being poached in milk for 5 minutes? In the morning for breakfast, for lunch, or in the evening when you get back from
No,
church?
no, no. After lunch. After lunch.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, got it.
So after that, I put some spinach and some broa de milho.
Okay, cornbread,
How do you say
cornbread
it?
with yes,
Cornbread.
cornbread.
Yeah.
Okay, got it. That's good. That's good. Okay. And so that's
And then
your Christmas Eve lunch. Okay.
no, not lunch, dinner. I
Okay.
cook
So,
it after lunch, so I serve it on
oh,
dinner.
okay.
Okay.
All right, fine. And when are we going to church? If we're going to church, or getting with the family, what's the protocol for the Christmas evening, Christmas Eve evening?
Most of families go after dinner. It's called the Missa do Galo because it's at midnight.
Okay, so midnight mass,
Yes,
So some good food as you would expect, probably bacalhau on Christmas Eve. Then everyone gets their three coats on to go to church in the cold Christmas Eve for midnight mass. Is that right? Have we got it right so far?
not the three cokes.
What, six coats? It's going to be cold. When I see Portuguese people out and about on the streets, they're wearing three coats and two scarves and two hats.
Ah, coats. I understood cokes. No, no cokes.
The,
Wine. Wine
the, tra-
and coats. Okay.
the traditional Portuguese habit of drinking three cokes every Christmas Eve. No, no. I mean, that's what Coca-Cola would want you to do. And that, we know how big Coca-Cola is at Christmas, but no, coats with a T. Okay. So, but
Yes,
not Coke, wine. Wine must be drunk, whatever
wine.
age. Okay. So
Yes.
that's good. And then the coats, the overcoats, the really wrap up warm, get down to the church, midnight mass. What's that like? Tell us what that's like. Is it singing? Is it joyous? Or is it quite somber and sober?
It's sober but it's a little bit of singing also.
Okay, and what are the favorites? What are the Portuguese Christmas? Is it Christmas carols or how does it work?
Oh, it's been a long time since I don't go to that church at
But
Christmas Day. So,
that's what we should do rather than what we do. Okay,
yeah.
so then all right, let's gloss over that bit, and then we put our coats back on and come back from church, and that I understand is when the Portuguese people exchange their presents.
It's the
Not
saya. Yeah.
okay, all right. So
And
back
then
home,
you have to eat, and then you eat all the sweets and the cakes and the
okay,
arroz doce and the rabanadas and everything.
at about 1 in the morning on Christmas Day.
Yes.
Very good. Okay, well I think we're liking this because you
And you
get to.
exchange the presents.
Yeah. Okay. And then what time are people going to be going to bed, do you think, or do they just stay up now?
No, they go to bed at 3, 4 a.m.
Really?
Yeah.
It's wild behavior. Okay. And then they're obviously not going to be getting up apart from maybe mum and grandma. Are they going to be
Yes.
cooking? Are they going to be cooking again for Christmas Day?
Yes. The
Okay.
turkey or the cabrito. or the
Cabrito, what's that?
lamb.
What's cabrito? Goat.
Yes,
Okay, so goat on Christmas Day. Okay, and then a Christmas kind of roast meal for maybe in the
yes,
afternoon or for the evening of Christmas Day. Yeah. Okay. Have we
yeah.
missed anything? What drink? What? Because drink is good. More wine or something
No,
special.
drink is more wine again.
Okay, so but maybe I took this picture to share with everybody. Maybe the occasional ginger as well, because this is a nice thing to have at Christmas, isn't it? This guy here. That's
Yeah,
ginger.
maybe after dinner.
Okay, a bit of a liqueur after dinner. Okay, and then by that time, obviously, you're really tired because you went to bed at 4 in the morning, and you ate again, and then you're having a sort of Christmas meal and chocolate induced coma on the sofa, and then go to bed on late Christmas Day, and then I think Portuguese people go back to work on Boxing Day, don't they? That's it.
Yeah, and it's foods and drinking overdose.
Yes, but you guys, I think, go to work quite soon after Christmas Day, right? It's
Yes,
not in UK. They tend to they kind of shut down from Christmas Eve or so, right through to New Year's Eve. But people will be going back to the shops, back to work on Boxing Day on 26th.
yes, they go. We go.
Wow, wow. Okay, so really
It's
intense.
boring.
Oh, it's boring. Okay, intense, focused Christmas festivities on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, then back to work, and then maybe we'll hold New Year's Eve festivities for the next few weeks. We can find out what to do in when we get to December, I think, for that. But that's going to be party time as well, if I know the Portuguese. Okay, I think we've got it. Any questions, anybody, about that? And you've heard the top bacalhau recipe. Keeping it nice and easy, a bacalhau hack from Gilda there, from A this morning, who also answers visa questions as well. That's the main business. I think everybody knows everything now. You know that. I think Maud might have a few questions for us. Let's scroll through and see what's going on. Maxine, you are well over 102 years old. Wow. Well, that's a bit rude, isn't it? I think we need to find out what's going on there. Here in Portugal in 1919, when I bought my first tekel, there we go, sausage dog talk, they tried to rename them bajut, the low ones, the little ones, the small ones. I don't think it worked. So that was another word, bajut, for Maxine there. Yes, but I don't think you did buy your dog in 1919, did you, Maxine? I think 1979, possibly 1989. I don't know. Let us know. Tamara, thanks, Gilda. I am an EU resident and living here, but need to exchange my resident card. How can I stay legally and work? Hubby got his PT resident card, resident certificate as an EU citizen. So can you help with this one from Tamara, please? I think you're processing.
Yeah, I am. She needs to make the appointment and get a Portuguese residency. And
Okay,
it's
so
all about the appointment and
well, this of course takes us
the
back to this.
family.
You see,
Yeah,
what can we do to get a SEF appointment? So she's in the loop. She's just stuck in that loop, right?
yeah.
She's just got to keep trying.
What can we do to get you? Keep trying to call SEF, because last week we had 2 days where we managed to get appointments.
Okay, keep that paper trail going.
Yeah.
Make it, phone up, write down when you phone, when you email. Obviously, you've got your paper trail there. Just keep trying to get an appointment. I don't know what else you can do. Joao F, good morning, everybody, from Joao F this morning. So, yeah, Tamara, that's the best we can do for you, because you're just waiting for Seth, basically, aren't you? The crying pup rips my heart out, but they have to learn, don't they? Oh, and Magalhães was the best we got, I think. So Magalhães or Magalhães?
Magalhães.
Magalhães, there you go. Impressive set of spotlights in the background, Gilda. What are you filming? Nobody misses a trick here. Obrigadissimo from Gilda, for you, Gilda, from James there. It's not Jessica, but Ron. Ron is pointing out, not to be confused with Jessica. We would never have known. Don't worry about that, Ron. But bon dia anyway. After checking every day, we were informed by our Portuguese lawyer that we have our golden visa CEF appointment on the 15th. Well done. You've got to just keep going. Keep going.
Yes, you see, they open also for golden visas appointments.
Okay, good to know. Anyone who was waiting on that, we will. You will have good news there. Bon dia. I am right. CEF will not be opened for the next 6 months, so no appointments for unification. Is that correct?
No, that is not correct. They are
Okay.
going to open for appointments.
But I think the bulk of the question from Alex is: can my wife and kids stay with me for those 6 months while waiting for CEF to be open? And this will be the same for tomorrow, won't it?
Yes,
Can you
they
stay
can.
here so you can
Yes.
stay while waiting?
Yeah.
Okay. And a thank you, Antonio, from Michelle. And a Tekel, so we're sticking with Tekel there. Hi, Gilda from Fennel Clatus. For D7 visas, is it possible to use, husband's monthly passive income for wife as applicant and their children? Husband planning to move after 2 years through reunification. Please advise, is this possible? So that's an interesting twist of the formula, isn't it? So it's the husband's passive income, but presumably the government sees that as joint family income, don't they?
Yes, and they will make the calculations, or he can make the what I've done before is that the main applicant does the process by himself.
Yeah.
And then once in Portugal, he does the family reunification. But the passive income needs to reach out to the minimum, which is the 50% for the wife and the 30% for the kids.
Okay, there you go, Fennel. Get in touch with EI. I'll put a link for you to do that in the comments in just a moment. That's great. I think we've upset Maxine this morning, however. So whatever happened to Dash Hunt? A far-ranging conversation, wide-ranging conversation this morning. How to celebrate Christmas as a Portuguese. What you should actually call a sausage dog. And visa update as well. Yes, not 1919. I think Maxine's upset with you, Pete. Yeah, Pete. Carlos Vitor, bon dia to you, my friend, and filhos for Christmas. Is that a kind of confectionery as well, the filhos?
Yes, it is. It is.
That's the thing I was
Yeah.
talking about, isn't it? The abóbora.
No, but with the abóbora, it's called bilhós.
Oh, okay. But are filhos little donuts as well?
No. It's something. It's like a cracker, but it's bigger and it's crunchy.
Oh, very nice. Crunchy cracker thing. Okay, Seth may have opened, but no appointments given. I got through twice. Well done, Tamara. Keep going, keep going. Bacalhau doubles up brilliantly as a windbreak as well. Not in its frozen form, I suspect, Pete. Bon dia from Jack Polly. Chris had the deep fried bread in our hotel in the Algarve. He didn't know what it was, and it came back to the table with baked beans and egg on top. Is it the rabanadas? The deep fried bread, as in Portuguese style or British style there? I'm not sure. Do you know what she's talking about, Gilda?
It seems like that he put the rabanada and he didn't know what it was, so it's sweet with the baked beans and an egg on the top. So
Oh dear. Okay, that's there. It is. There's the special relationship between England and Portugal on a plate. Fantastic. It's easy, Gilda. It just needs to soak for 24 to 48, depending if you like it more salted or less salted. Well, you say that, but that's a whole day's difference there, isn't it? Making it sound easy, but that's a long time in cooking, a whole day, isn't it? Oh, and change the water each 12 hours. And don't forget to keep the
you
water.
see,
It's a way of keeping wasps away, the old salt water from the bacalhau, apparently. Bacalhau as a dessert, yuck, blech. Don't knock it till you've tried it. La beeps from Khadija Rebel Mama. Bacalhau. Yes, come on, get your spelling right, Pete. If you're gonna be criticizing the national signature dish, at least you can spell it right. You're offending everybody this morning, mate. My three dogs are very concerned listening to Gilda's dog. They can hear the little puppy, can't they? He's got a
quiet now.
He's fallen asleep. He's bored. He's got bored with himself. Podemos praticar Português Galas. Esse casaco é o seu casaco. What does that mean? And can we help? I don't know what you're
That
talking about.
coat is your coat.
Oh, I see. Okay. Coke's not coats, not cokes. Okay.
Yeah.
Is it so? Is it essa casaco? Sorry,
Esse
essa casaco.
casaco é
Essa
o seu
casaco.
casaco?
But what's his question? Do we know?
That coat, is it your coat?
Right. Well, very useful at this time of year, Pete. Well done. Being midnight mass, it is already Christmas Day. Of course it is. So you could get to kiss and hug, shake hands, whatever it is you do to celebrate the big day whilst in church there. According to the Portuguese, there are 365 different ways to cook bacalhau. So not sure there's one Christmas Eve dinner. My lot just had it boiled with boiled potatoes. And I think Eusebio, not entirely happy about that. Not happy memories of boiled bacalhau with boiled potatoes there.
Yes, my mother used to do like that, but I have to reinvented my recipe because I didn't like that also.
So you raised the game to milk
Yeah.
there. Okay, bacalhau con
No,
leite.
and to with cornbread and other kind of potatoes because
Sound-
that kind of bacalhau was too boring. Although it's the most traditional one.
Okay, I mean, one serving suggestion would be maybe just to get rid of the bacalhau and have smoked salmon um, on the cornbread.
No.
Just okay. Colin says maybe they don't understand what he's saying because of the accent. How frustrating would that be? Because I think Colin's dogs might talk English, and there's little Mandela there whining in Portuguese, so they're a little bit. They just don't know what to do with that. The cabrito is the goatling. Thank you, Antonio F, for that. Not in Portugal Christmas Day, you wouldn't. Oh, what's this? You need all that wine to cope with the goat and cod breath. One would imagine. Pete, you're not exactly making yourself very popular this morning. Foods and drinking overdose. Did I hear that right? Love
Yeah.
it. You did hear that. Absolutely. So, I mean, basically, that's the theme, isn't it? Then let's go with that. Can we just go to a restaurant to try this bacalhau? Yes, you can. 365 days of the year and have a different recipe each time, Iris. Probably not with Omicron. Yeah, I wonder what's going to happen with this. Any guesses from you, from your what you're seeing, Gilda? Obviously, every time there's a new variant announced, this is a big problem for people coming to Portugal and what that might mean in terms of air travel. Anything insider information from you at the moment, or is it all very uncertain as it is for most of us?
Of course, it's very uncertain, but I don't know. I'm not liking this.
No, okay, enough said. Jinja, actually, my Pingo and Continent don't carry my brand, the one you showed anymore. Well, if you're on your way, I don't know if your plans are changing, Khadija, but I think we can fix you up with some of that if you're coming to the Silver Coast, made just around the corner in Obidos. Goat on Christmas Day. Get Owen Lloyd Martin to cook a curried goat meal for you. Fantastico. That sounds like a nice hybrid idea that cultures reaching out to each other. Any advice for our CEF appointment? This is really good. It's a golden visa appointment. This is Ron again, working under the Jessica Kayan banner here. What to wear? How should you dress? Full ceremonial, including sword, or smart casual?
Smart casual.
Smart casual. Okay,
Yeah.
not shorts and flip flops. So that's a bit disrespectful, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, and wear a shirt. Okay, now that the 31st Omicron cases are confirmed in Portugal, things might change, of course. And yes,
Really, we already have cases in Portugal.
well, the thing about Omicron is its origins are said to be in South Africa, aren't they? And were confirmed in countries that have a connection with Portugal. I did suspect that wasn't going to be good for Portugal, given that people have been flying to and from Mozambique and Angola, which I think are seen as hotspots, possibly. So it's not getting any better, this news, is it? But we shall see. We'll keep a close eye on it, and you'll be the first to know, as I know and share with you. Bon dia, Gumpers. Hi, Gilda Mustache. Off to look for new furniture. Doesn't get more exciting than that. Bejolt, door. Yes, I did. Oh, she's dead now. I don't buy dogs anymore. Only rescues for me. Well done, Maxine. Good news. Always an amazing source of information. I think that's both you and Antonio there. I'm still waiting for my appointment, says Gemini Bradshaw. Can you imagine this show maybe in the year 2035 and people are still writing in the comments? I'm still waiting for my my appointment.
Well, I've been doing this, not the show, but I've been doing this work for 7, almost 8 years now, and it hasn't changed much. So,
Oh, okay. So this is not a new thing. It's been made worse by
yes,
the world
yes,
conditions, but it's not a new thing to have to wait a long time
hmm,
for a second appointment.
yeah.
Okay, all right. But why is this, Gilda? I mean, would you not think that actually processing visas in an efficient way would increase the flow of people coming to Portugal who might boost up the GDP, et cetera, and the benefits of inward investment and people coming to the country?
Of course, that's what you think. That's why I think what I think, but it's not what how they think. They every time I brought this subject to the government, they say we have priority things to think about.
Okay.
So I don't know what are their priorities, but this one they made it clear it's not a priority, and it doesn't look better, and I think they want to play that it's they want to play a little bit difficult, like oh, this is not that easy, and they don't have many people, and that doesn't help also. And of
Right.
course, there are the number of people coming, it's growing, and that doesn't help also.
But presumably the number of people coming and the fees they pay might pay for some of the extra staff that might be needed?
Yes, it should. It should.
Right. Okay. Was just wondering. Okay. Is this your code? Says, are we going back to that translation? And the problem we've got, we're losing listeners now talking about food because it just makes them hungry and they have to go and get something to
I have to answer to Hank. Yes, you can go and pick up your things from the office when you come, if you do come in January.
So personal message. That's good service. A personal message that will make Hank very happy there. Come get your stuff, Hank, when you come in January. How good is that? Am I the only Portuguese here that likes boiled bacalhau with potatoes and greens drowned in garlic and olive oil? I don't think you are. I would eat it like that, Elra, if it was beautifully cooked and not too salty. That sounds like a great meal to me, I have to say, and very, very good for you with those omega-3s, the saturated fish oils, the garlic, the olive oil, and all the minerals and goodness, antioxidants in the greens. That sounds like a fantastic meal to me. Jeff Jackson's here. Bon dia todos. Love Thunder Ducks Christmas lights video last night. Isn't it beautiful? Oh yes, of course. You'll have had that as a bit of a preview, as a YouTube member video. Thanks to all the YouTube members. I turned to have a look the other day. There's loads of you now, so thank you, each and every one of you, for that. Gilda, good morning. We are getting rental income, 1,600 monthly, says Sushu. Can we, me and my wife, apply together? I will be the main applicant and my wife the co-applicant. Will that rental income, passive income work there?
Yes, yes, it does.
Okay, simple. I love goat meat, but haven't seen any on menus here in the north. Maybe not as prevalent up here, or maybe just ask for the old cabrita, or cabrão, or and cabrita,
Cabrito. Don't say
cabrão. No,
that.
don't say that.
No,
Have I just
it's
did I
a
just
bad
swear?
word. Yeah,
Oh
you
no,
did.
sorry everybody. It's not funny, Gilda. I've ruined my. I
It is.
may have ruined my career.
Oh,
It's this might be that famous moment when Munson swore in Portuguese and completely ruined his onward trajectory. And Gilda just laughed. Israel and Morocco already. Oh no, this is
oh.
depressing. Light up Christmas. I love a boiled bacalhau, but I am not Portuguese. I'm so embarrassed now. Get vaccinated and save your life, whatever variant comes. But it doesn't seem to be working, Laura. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't, but it doesn't seem to be working, does it? Maybe you should extend that. Get your vaccine, get the weekly booster, maybe, which may be on its way. Very beautiful, says Mordazam. Okay, we'll take that, won't we? If you see the movie
That
title,
was for me. That was for me.
of course it was, no question. If you see the movie title Wiener Dog and expect an uplifting movie, please beware. It is heartbreaking. but unforgettable. I can't. No, it's a bit like Marley and Me, isn't it? I can't bear that watching that sort of movie. Sorry, Michelle. It was detected and identified in South Africa. Flipping out, Francis, sort it out, but not the origin. We're still low on cases, but picked up on an incoming host. And you know what? They don't know how powerful it's going to be. This is very sort of preemptive and very. I don't know what's the word, precautionary, because I don't think it's known what the effect is. But there's some extreme caution and much disruption being caused by this already. I come to Portugal. Yes, Maud. You just have to use the right processes. Oh, I said I would be putting the link to Assessoria Migrante, didn't I? Inside the in the comments there. And I will do that right away. Gilda, how do I do you think I need to make an official apology for swearing in Portuguese? Do I need to
No,
write?
no, it's fine. It was funny.
And was it low, medium, or high offence swearing that I did there?
No,
Just
low.
okay, that's
Fine.
okay. That that makes it a bit better, doesn't it? So I and others will be looking that up after the show, won't we? To find out what's going on with that particular language pattern. I'm going to call that. Okay, so yeah, I'm just popping this in the comments now. If you want to get in touch with and Gilda and team, that's gone into the comments right now. Rebel Mama saying to Francis, "Be careful out there, mate." And I confess, I appreciated our traditional Christmas dish a lot more once since I left the country. That's it. You never miss the well till the water runs dry, right? Good morning, people. I miss bacalhau on Christmas Eve. It's been 33 years without it. Well, surely for Abel's sake, we can get some frozen bacalhau sent to Scotland, can we not? Yes, indeed, 100%. And perhaps the life of someone else. Jeff is backing you up there with your vaccine sentiment. See you soon. Thanks, Gilda from Hank. He's delighted by that news.
Yeah.
It's put us all on high alert here. Thank you. You're going to take care of yourself, and thanking Khadija for her message there. My first Christmas, I had roasted goat because I don't like bacalhau. There you go. Seth, our gatekeepers, not enablers. Every country has one. Not sure Portugal is that different. I'm sure you're right. Carl said a bad word. Someone stop it. Francis was thinking of you when we saw the news. Hope things go smoothly for you. Jeff, at Francis, we should all be grateful for South Africa's diligent surveillance. Now, if we can get the mainstream media to stop playing Calamity Jane until full details. I know, well said, Jeff, well said. Portugal tops 2 list this week. You've got to be careful reading that out as well. The CN Traveller 2021 Reader's Choice, Best Countries, and Expats Exchange 2022 Best Countries for Expats. Very good, Portugal. Well done. Keep up that good work, Carl. Yes, we are coming to Nazaré, but careful about stuff. Found out my put my second vaccine I got in New York on my record. So I got an EU certificate. Oh, well done. The popular idea that Portuguese bureaucracy is bad is a myth. Thank you for that. The vaccine rate in the global south is tiny because the global north is keeping vaccines for themselves. Also, Big Pharma is commodifying it. That's not like them at all. St. Catherine is here. Good morning to you. Bon dia from the Porky Feet. Andy, they do a fantastic Cabrito Chanfana at that blood bank place I told you about last night. Oh, nice one. Thank you for that. The blood bank place. Doesn't sound like most appetizing hostelry, does it? My permanent residence ran out in September 2019, and the only appointment I had was in April 2020, which they cancelled due to COVID. Still waiting appointment despite filling in the paperwork for Brexit. So with this, do you think, I mean, did the government publish figures, Gilda, on how many people are here in limbo? As in, not dealt with. There must be hundreds of thousands of people waiting for CEF then.
But they don't publish that.
No, I guess
but
that would
there
look
are a lot of people.
Okay. And this causes uncertainty and anxiety for those people because they feel like they might be in the country not completely legitimate.
Illegally, yeah, they are in a gray area.
Okay, but what would you say to them? Like, just because that is an anxious
I would
anxiety.
say to them, as I always say, keep calm because it's not your fault, and CEF won't do anything, and it's not going to throw you away and to tell you to go out because they know it's their fault.
Okay.
And
Right.
and I never saw a CEF sending anyone away because they know it's their fault.
Okay. All right. Very good.
So you just have to keep calm and wait.
Yep. Okay. And say Gilda said it was fine. Very local. You can say it to a policeman. Okay. Well, that's what I'm going to do later on today. Then I will be going off and saying that to a policeman just to check. Thank you for that, Eusebio. Might not be here tomorrow, of course. It is not the vaccines that aren't working. The problem is that many people all over the world are not being vaccinated, either because they do not have access to the vaccines or because they refuse it. But I suppose it depends on what you regard as working, though, right? In terms of whether it minimises the effects or doesn't seem to be stopping transmission terribly well. It appears. Thank you so much, guys, from Francis there, and that's lovely. All the shout outs for Francis' well-being there, and he has a question as well with regards to vaccine certificates, QR codes. Is there an EU one that people moving from outside can get onto the system if the jabs are done in their country of origin? That is a great question. It is one we are being asked actually at the moment. So you must have some experience with this, Gilda, as people are coming into Portugal and being concerned about whether they can get the digital passport with the jabs from their country of origin. What's your view on that?
Well, I know that some countries they accept without any doubt, but some countries, but I don't know which, they don't accept.
Okay, but I mean, all you can do really is turn up with your
Yeah,
documentation, right,
and
and say,
show, and then
yeah,
it's their appreciation.
yes, yeah. So that's about as good as it gets, isn't it? That, just
No.
turn up with as much paperwork. That's the usual situation here in Portugal, of course. Bring whatever paperwork and documentation you have to make your case. What else can you do? Yes, Francis, we have to register our jabs at the local health centre. Sounds like Rebel Mama recently did it. So yeah, Rebel Mama, a little bit of an authority on that. Gilda, thank you so much. Thank you everybody for your questions. I know you got to go off and work, probably go to the office, that sort of thing, get busy. Call Seth, etc. Go buy frozen
Yeah.
bacalhau. Anything we missed this morning? Anything you anything you want to add?
No, no, no. I'm fine.
All right. Well,
No.
we look forward to seeing you again next week. Lots of love to everybody at the office.
I will. I will give everybody lots of
And
love.
go give that little dog a little kiss and a hug from all of us as well.
Yeah,
He's
he's
gone,
quiet now.
I think
Yeah.
he's gone to sleep now, isn't he? Bless him. Okay. Ciao, ciao. Muito
Bye
obrigado.
bye.
There she goes. Gilda Pereira from A. And you will have seen, I'll put it in the comments again right now so that you can see the expatsportugal.com business directory category /migration-consulting is what you will need to get in touch with Gilda and the team. Oh, was this a late visa question? Let's have a look. That's love you, Gilda. Keep up the good work from Hank there. And from Antonia Todinov. Hi, while I was waiting for my fish, a customer got quite annoyed that I was taking way too long. And when his turn came, he walked past and it did a highlight. Oh dear. I was stunned, couldn't move, to be honest. Oh, so he did that to you. My God, that's terrible, Antonia. Okay, I'm just thinking that's one bad apple there, I'm hoping, and not a trend of any kind. So I'm sorry to hear of your awful experience there. Please let me know. Is this something anyone else has experienced? Well, certainly not. I've never seen anything like that in Portugal. Are you talking about Portugal? I'm saying I'm guessing you were in a wet fish at a wet fish counter or something like that. Just sounds like a random idiot, possibly. That would be my diagnosis for that particular person in that situation, Antonia. And please, I know that must have been pretty traumatic, but just if you can, don't let it get to you too much. Ciao, Gilda. Have a great week from Francis as well. And hold on a minute. Male goats. It's the equivalent of telling someone you doubt their parentage, but technically it's a male goat. I thought so. I didn't realize I was getting myself into quite so much trouble there. Yes, I didn't even know she had done it, but it was on my account online. Do it when you are here, when you register for your medical number for your UTENT to update your details. So thank you for that, Rebel Mama. That's going to be very helpful to people, I think. Before you can fly from the USA, you'll have to file your vaccine certificate from the CDC with Portuguese customs. So that will help as well. It's done via the airline website. Thank you, Michael Whitby, for that update as well. And that was at Macro, that awful incident for poor Antonia there. Well, yeah, just sounds like a silly person who did that to you, Antonio. And again, I'm sorry you experienced that. Midlife crisis, world tour, Prof. Eusebio, as we know him better. Okay, I won't need that word after all. Okay, you won't. I think it will just blow over if people can stop talking about it now. That would be great. That was the case 7 weeks ago. We now have a digital certificate from Washington, but it doesn't have a QR code. So work in progress there, but I think moving in the right direction, it would sound like, for Michael, and it hasn't compromised your efforts too much so far. But carry whatever you can to make the case and offer the proof that you need to. Might be the final word on that. And I'll have to take that banner off the screen now because she's gone. She'll be back again next Monday with more on how to celebrate Christmas like a Portuguese person. Don't forget, bacalhau, frozen. That's the hack from the freezer cabinet rather than the dried fella that you see as you go into the supermarket, and smell as well as see as you go into the supermarket. Frozen, poached in milk for that Christmas Eve dinner with some lovely cornbread. Excellent stuff from Gilda this morning. Let's look at your final few comments. Have we got any photos this morning? I wonder. We've got a beautiful... that was from Gilda as well. That was the sunset, I'm guessing, from Torre de Palma in Alentejo there. And just a couple more views again. The Barcelo cockerel on the roof there, making its journey from Barcelos to the Alentejo, and that little turret there, looking out across the plains of the Alentejo, and a nice Saúd there, toasting the sunset in the Alentejo. Is Gilda there? Let me just check see if I've got any more photos for you this morning. No, all I've got, I was going to, I've been talking about my bakery that I've discovered, and all I've got is their hipster packaging. But this is nice to know, isn't it? That the Concha Pasteleria that I discovered on Saturday morning in San Martin de Porto has been there since 1950, and very good it was too. Love this town, discovering more and more about it. Typically, the mysteriousness of Portugal, not everything is out there and up front in terms of what you can enjoy about any particular village, town, or city. You have to do a little bit of work. You have to make a bit of effort. And it will, these mysterious maidens and mysterious mistresses that are the Portuguese villages, towns, and cities will reveal themselves slowly to you. The more dedication and attention you put in. It's not all out there on show and up front. And that's part of the beauty of Portugal, of course. So it was just your experience, Antonio. Well, if I can say this, I mean, try, if possible, not to take that personally. That person clearly didn't know you or who you are, and you've just come back from Chicago. And Joao, I think, coming to your help and support as well. Where was that? I'm so sorry for that episode. Every country has its share of idiots, unfortunately. Yeah, and sorry you had to experience one of them. Sharing your shock and feeling your pain there, Antonio, and wishing you well. You try not to take it personally if you can. How do you send pics on live chat? I've searched and I can't find any help. The way we do that here, Michael, is to send pics and voice messages via WhatsApp. 351-913-59. Did I do that bit? 913-590-303. Interrupting myself halfway through a telephone number there. Good morning. I just read a political comment. Hope any kind of politics is kept out of this channel. That is so great to follow. Thanks from Laura. Now, that's a good question. I'm afraid not. We will talk about politics here, Laura. I can't be a censor, but what I can assure you about is that we will do our best to have a respectful conversation, because rather than not talk about it because that's difficult, my preference, I have to say, is that we do talk about it and we acknowledge that it's difficult, and that we have a respectful conversation about it. Okay, like grown-ups. That is my preference, and obviously, I'm open to your counsel on this, but I think that's the way forward. We will be talking about politics. We do talk about politics here. We know it can upset people, but we also know we're all grown-ups and we should be able to have a robust, legal, and respectful conversation about things. Okay, so that's my position at the moment. Positions change, but that's the way I would like to think we roll here on the Good Morning Portugal show. Okay, I do have a couple of things that have just come through, which is fantastic. Thank you very much for these. We'll end with those now because it's just coming up to 10 o'clock, and I'll bring them onto the screen for you. I think this one's from you, James, isn't it? Lovely weekend by the look of it. What you been up to here, my friend? Let's put that on the screen and give some explanation. Looks like you've had a nice little drink there at Ericeira over the weekend, and photos you can share. Okay. I don't, there's no further explanation. That maybe there isn't any need for further explanation. That's your son going down there on the Ericeira coast, and whilst I remember, remind him to ask for a. Oh, that's a message for somebody else I meant to be passing on. But check out this beauty from my walk this morning, and they I don't understand this reference. Others might, and they called him Camouflage. He was an awfully big marine. This is the picture that Andy's talking about, who saw this slug, not a banana slug, on his journey this morning on his little walk. Look at that! Also looks like one of those beans, doesn't it? That could be picked up and eaten by somebody who mistook it for a bean that sometimes looks like that, the feijoa in that particular livery. Amazing. No coin for scale there. How big was that fella, Andy? And I think we've got something else that's just come through on the WhatsApp. Maybe. Oh, I see. That was where you had a coffee with the Joao earlier on, that lovely scene there. What bar is that? What hostelry is that people can look out for in Ericeira? That's really very nice, James. Thank you, everybody, this morning for being with us as we begin another week of uncertainty and difficulty and darkness in some ways. Is becoming interminable, isn't it? And my counterbalance to that I'm offering you is to light up Christmas. So please remember, as well as sending your photos of sunsets and pets and other things, please send in the pictures of Christmas lights and festivities. So let's light up Christmas. Nice slug, a camouflage slug, and Maxine simply get that thing away. It's all right, Maxine. That's not capable of running after you, that particular one. Have a wonderful Monday, everyone. Nothing but love, and we'll see you next time. And it's perfectly fine to have different opinions and views. Several shades of grey keeps the world interesting, and all of that. So don't be shy, Laura. If you want to talk about your politics, you will get an open door here. You might not get agreement necessarily, but I will ensure that you are received respectfully with your views. Teja, Comrade Andy, the Doc Thompson, give our best to Leona and Alicia as well. That particular bar that you saw there, let me just pop that on the screen one more time. If you're heading to Ericeira, check out this lovely place, the Esplanade San Sebastian, there in Ericeira. And ciao, guys. Stay well. I will echo that as I make my way into Monday and go and utter that to a policeman just to make sure that was low-level swearing that I was practicing this morning with Gilda. That goes in among the brilliant video clips of Gilda responding to things I say, like the time I was giving up drinking and now swearing in front of her. Yes, that'll make a nice show reel, possibly for Christmas. Have a great day, everybody. Bye for now, and we'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao, ta ciao, ta logo, ta prossima.